Here we have Command Central. He is my very handsome 7-year-old 16 two-hand Kitten's Joy gelding that I got a few weeks ago. I had one quick sit on him before we left for Aiken. Then I was gone for a week. Came back, went to a clinic, started trying to work with him again, and then I got super, super sick. So I really didn't get anything done all of this last week because I was just I was really down and out, and just getting the barn chores done was a struggle. So I'm still a little sick if you can't tell by the sound of my voice, but I did manage to get a couple of rides in this morning. I cut out the parts where I was stopping to cough, so you guys don't have to witness that. But anyway, so here he is, and he's been working on lots of stuff. I feel like he has never been ridden into any sort of connection. He doesn't understand the contact and how to soften his top line, how to sort of follow the end of the rein. So we've really been working on developing that connection. And as you can see, I mean, I think that looks quite nice there. He is starting to find the softness. I'm finding moments where I can give and he keeps the shape, or he even looks for the shape. So I'm really pleased with how he's coming along and how he's there we go. That's some really nice bending in this corner. So yeah, I'm really happy with the progress that he's making in his flat work, especially in his trot work. Of course, the left is his preferred direction at the moment, so we always start that way. Excuse me. Here, my dogs are sitting off to the corner of the ring and they're howling at something that's happening on the driveway, or they were howling at certain points of this video. So if you see him really pricking his ears as we go over there and lifting his head a little bit, it's because there's two very loud hounds making quite a racket. So the first time I sat on him, going to the right was not very easy because he really just had no concept of how to hold up his right shoulder. So every time you tried to go in a straight line to the right, he would just be falling on his right shoulder, and there just was no straight line. And he also didn't have the connection, so there was also really finding no bend. So there was no straightness and there was no bend. So that's why there was no footage of going to the right in the first ride video. And I knew after I sat on him that first time that obviously I was going to have to come back to this and spend some time working on finding the connection and some bend to the right and straightness to the right. You know, you need the bend and you need the straightness. You need all of it. So this is a monumentous improvement for Comet in his right work. A couple of times like there, you'll see me having to give a pretty strong reminder with some half halts like, hey, I'm talking to you, give me your brain. But then when I gave him that pat there, that's because he did. He softened up, he came round, he was listening, he put his ears back on me. And like this right here, I think this is really lovely. He had some really nice bend across his whole top line, through his rib cage. Yes, this is a huge improvement for Comet, and I am really proud of him for figuring this stuff out to the right. So we have got the walk and trot going very well to the right. And so what we need to work on next with him is his canter to the right. He has no problem picking up the right lead canter. It's just that he is still sorting out how to hold up his shoulder to the right. So when you get the right lead canter, he just wants to lean on the shoulder. And then there's no steering, there's no bending. But one thing at a time. We've got the walk and the trot to the right. And we've got a better canter going to the left now, which will be in a little bit later. So when we went back to the left, he actually felt even better. He felt like he was able to come more forward without losing the softness. So we trotted around a little bit more to the left. I think this here is where my dogs are howling at something. He was a very good boy about ignoring it for the most part. I thought this was quite nice. I was really happy as we were doing this part. And so even though he's a little bit distracted by what my dogs are doing, I thought he did a great job of hanging with me. We walked over some poles. He's very brave. Okay, so here we have the canter work. So the left is definitely his easier way. He is straighter through his shoulders to the left. So of course that's the way that we're going to master first. And we're on a circle to try and help encourage getting some left bend, getting his body to sort of match the shape of the circle. And so I am just trying to ride a tube, and I'm trying to uh, ask him to engage in a conversation with me about softening his top line. And so right there, I'm asking him to soften, and he's saying, no, no, I don't think I can. But then right here, he finally, see how he connects? He drops his base of his neck a little bit. He finds some softness. So those are some, what I call them light bulb moments right there. Well, the whole world calls light bulb moments, but you know what I mean. He comes back from right here again. He finds that softness. So good. Of course, he wants to break when he finds that softness because then that's quite hard to hold. So he almost wants to take a couple trot steps, but I managed to keep him in the canter. Here again, some more really good steps. I managed to get a good give in there when he gave. And then I thought he held it a little bit longer that time. And so that was quite good for him. I mean, he's figuring it out. And then he had a really nice trot when he came down out of the canter. He doesn't do anything naughty at all. It's just complete greenness and lack of understanding about how to carry himself basically. But he is super happy and willing to learn, and he's getting it. He's doing a great job. So I've got a little clip of us walking around when we first started, and then some stuff on cross ties at the end.